welcome to the show. It's Sports Lounge on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. So much to talk about on the show this evening. It's the 21st day of July 2024, and I can tell you that we're as much, as looking forward to the Olympics starting this week. Yes, this new week that we have just entered. And I know that for football, our ladies will be playing on Thursday, the 25th of this month. And I know that we're playing against Brazil. Mm-hmm. And some of us might be thinking, how are we going to cope? Well, football is a dynamic. It's a dynamic sport. I mean, everyone is improving every time. You can't say a footballing nation is not as good contender as your opponent. And as much as even the Brazilian team have not won an Olympic title before, so we are as much as in the same boat, right? We are on the same level. Anyways, welcome to the show once again. My name is Darry Johnson. I'm not alone in the studio. Oluwole is here. We have so much to discuss on the show. Remember, you can be a part of the show. The number is 0809 9120777 0809 9120777. You can send WhatsApp messages using that same line. Remember, we have the time to talk to you and read your messages. 0809 9120777. Precision has started for club football, and I know that for players that are moving in different directions, talking about transfer news, summer transfer news, just looking forward to new season kickoff for the 2024-2025. And I know that the English Premier League will start first amongst the top 5 leagues in Europe. I know that for some leagues they have started. For some Division C, Division D have started. So action, starting to return to our TV screen. And for those that are privileged to go see them live, it's nothing like, there's no football action. I mean, after the Euros 2024, we know the winners. Congratulations to them, the Spaniards. And for club football, everything is starting to come back. And I know that Real Madrid and Manchester United played a pre-season friendly that featured new signing Kylian Mbappe. And I know that for Madrid fans that really have been on top of the world in terms of Champions League football, as a matter of fact, they've been beating everybody left, right, center in the final of UEFA Champions League. Now they have an extra firepower to win more trophies in terms of Champions League football trophies. Who can stop them? What can stop them? But as much as they are formidable, right now, I do not think, not like I'm really sure, I don't think that this new season they're going to defend the title. I think that probably in quarterfinals or group stage, somehow there'll be some sort of misunderstanding, not in a literal sense, talking about too much talent. Probably going to be the undoing of Real Madrid for the new season in terms of Champions League football. Maybe even in La Liga, you never can tell. But Barcelona might just spring up. They have a new manager, Hansi Flick, for Atletico Madrid. Might just be them. They are low-key team. Sometimes they don't have those superstars in them in their midst, but they turn up and give Barcelona and Real Madrid a run for their money in the course of the season. And we'll still have some good teams coming up in the La Liga. I know that this season we have Girona playing the Champions League. So things, as I said earlier, football is a dynamic sport. Everybody is doing better in every game. All right, so I'll give Logo to introduce himself. Logo, welcome to the show.
Yes, good evening, Lagos. Good to be here again. It's 5 days to the Olympic Games, and just like you said, we're looking forward to the Super Falcons getting to play on Thursday against the Brazilian women national team. Yeah, that's going to be a big game. Of course, the Tigresses playing some tune-up games, and sadly, they didn't win those 2 games, but they've been trying to catch up. Lost to Germany by about 14 points and lost to Serbia today by about 8 points difference. And we have a good number of our players, doing well, the likes of Ami Okonkwo and, and our teammates, and they're trying to see how to get themselves. Of course, Rennie Wakamau knows that this is the final game, and of course, they're having themselves together. Not an easy group they are in. I mean, they'll be playing against the likes of Canada, Australia, and France. Of course, for France, they lost to them in 2020 when the Tigresses made their debut. It was a close one, and then, of course, they went on to not win any game, in the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. But then, this is another opportunity for them to bounce back. Of course, we are African champions, and they want to make a whole lot of statement for themselves. So, of course, for the Olympics and preseason friendly, you didn't talk about your team. Liverpool lost by a goal to nil to Preston North.
I didn't talk about it because I didn't want to talk about it. But you brought it, right?
Of course, it's still the first preseason. Players trying
for
to
a new
gel
manager, honestly.
Exactly. So they're trying to gel.
Should I be afraid of the guy?
No, I would say for Liverpool fans, I think give him time to blend in.
Give him time.
You have to give him time. You have to give him time.
That's like asking us to start all over again. Give him time.
That's the process.
On,
that's always the process.
Come on, bro.
Dari, that's always the process.
I do hope that he hit the ground running.
Yes, of course. You have to also bring in some players that would adapt. Of course, they are in conversation. There are reports that is in Liverpool in conversation with Adrian Rabiot. Of course, some players have left.
Manchester United also are interested in Rabiot.
So, I mean, he will bring in some players. Yes,
that man you are also interested in.
So, he will bring in some players that he needs to see how to adapt. Some players have also gone. Played in the Euros. Of course, Soboslai and Endo are available.
I'm happy that Kevin De Bruyne is said to have agreed a term with a Saudi outfit.
Well, that's still if Manchester City are open to selling him, because I know that Ederson looks like he wants to go.
I'm skeptical about it.
Yeah, I know that for Ederson, his body language is stating that he doesn't want to have another season with Pep Guardiola. So, yes, of course, so much in transfer window going down.
All right, we'll come back to football transfer windows, pre-season friendlies, then Paris 2024 Olympics football in concern. But after this traffic update, we'll go straight to other sports. I know that the Hungarian Grand Prix has been concluded. Oscar Piastri is the champion, is the winner of today's Hungarian Grand Prix. Yeah. And there was a bit of a tussle between him and his teammates, Lando Norris.
Because Norris started in pole position.
Exactly. So
and Piastri finished second behind him.
This actually happened with Lewis Hamilton and his former partner. I'm talking about this Nico Rosberg. Thank you, my brother. So why this? We're going to try and delve into why this thing happened. That team principal or team or management tends to take a side and say, okay, we have to give this guy this particular driver. Maybe they feel that the other driver isn't confident enough, or some sort of shortage in terms of performance level.
They also look at points rankings.
Same powered car. Then why put them?
They also look at the ability to get more points in the rankings to do well.
Because of the finish over the
when it comes to the construction championship, you have to. You see that one driver performs does better than the other one because the points increase, especially they know that there's a potential in this driver to finish in the podium than the other one. Of course, it's a blessing for them. Of course, is if both drivers finish in the podium because they get lots of points. But then you already have an idea that this particular driver will gather more points while racing, and he has the ability to go faster than the other rider. So when they look at that, it should be equal, but at the end there's some level of favoritism to the best driver.
But it's still good for McLaren because at the end of the day, it's a 1-2 finish.
Yes.
First and second, or the two McLaren drivers. I mean, it's still good, right?
Yes.
More points now for the outfit, McLaren outfit in terms of Constructors' Championship.
Oh, yes.
Placing.
Yes.
Okay, we'll come back briefly to it after traffic update, as I said earlier. So, traffic update from Marina Axis, as at the time that this report came in not so long ago, about 30 minutes ago, and put it that way. Appreciable and calm traffic movement within the entire corridor stretch from stretch from UB Roundabout, NNPC Filling Station, Kakawa Junction, Cathedral Intersection, CMS Bridge to the bus stop. The traffic light is still functioning. Likewise, traffic movement towards Nitel Junction and the State Government House, connecting Flagstaff House from McQueen Bridge Zone 2 and Obalende Bridge towards Victoria Island and Third Mainland Bridge are equally good and smooth in accessing as at now as at the time. So onward journey from TBS Avenue and other adjoined streets towards Inner Marina are also good to go. Officers on ground for adequate monitoring and no impediments reported there. Of course, traffic managers are well positioned doing the needful. All right, still listening to Sports Lounge. All right, earlier today, an incident was reported about multiple accident, minor, of course, not a major one, around that railway line Ilupeju bypass. Multiple accident involving a train on motion hit a Toyota Hilux vehicle into the drainage along the railway line. But as I said, not a major one. No casualty was reported. And of course, as at the time that an update was given, said that the Toyota Hilux has been removed from the drainage and taken to the police station. So the owner should go and retrieve it and face the consequence why that happened in the first place. All right, we'll come back to other sports and we'll continue with the Formula One, talking about the Hungarian Grand Prix and just move it up and move from there to tennis. In terms of tennis, Rafael Nadal
lost.
It's not even about losing. It's about getting into the final for the first time in a long time. Since his injury. I mean, this shows that it could be fit for the US Open.
Oh, definitely. It's looking like he's going to be available for the US Open. Of course, that will be after the Olympics, because you know that the Olympic Games, himself and Carlos Alcaraz will be representing Spain. And it's a good one. I think he used this Swedish Open to just get himself to grip, and it was I would not say it was so celebrated, because many sporting platforms were carrying that, following that Swedish Open because of Nadal and how he was progressing and how he got to the final. But sadly, he lost to Nuno Borges. And, when it comes to a big name like that, you were expecting, okay, he went all the way. But then he also complained about the fact that he needed to recover, because after the quarterfinal and then he got to the semi-finals, coming from a set down to beat his Croatian opponent. Of course, he had been saying that he needed to recover. And hey, you meet Nuno Borges that was in good form and was ready to go. Hey, it just turned out that he was able to give his best and defeat Rafael Nadal. But for Nadal, I think thumbs up to him. I mean, although losing 6-3, 6-2 to
as
Nuno
I
Borges,
said, losing in the final does not really matter to me.
Yes.
It's the fact that
Nadal coming to this tournament was world number 251. Was ranked world number 251.
Played against world number 51.
Yeah, you get. And at the end, even when he got to the final, he lost, so to him, who is the Nuno Borges, world number 46. So for me, I would say rather world number 51. Yeah, Nuno Borges. I mean, did you see that distance? About 200 positions, 251 to 51. But hey, for Nadal, it's a good one. At least it's showing that he's making that step. Of course, his first final since 2022. So I mean, it's a good one for Nadal, I would say, and he's getting ready for Paris Open. In fact, we know that the courts in Paris clay. This tournament in Sweden too was played on the clay court. So I think it will spoil him on. He's looking just a medal in the Olympic Games will just make him go like, you know what, I've done well. Especially gold medal, not just a medal, a gold medal, especially in the double. So I would say, fair enough. We are hopeful we see a Rafael Nadal in a competitive state and ready to go. And of course, Hopefully, he remains fit, which is a key thing because, of course, you know that in the doubles events, he himself and Casper Ruud also played together in this tournament, and so it really had a little toll on him. But he wanted to use as a tune-up to get ready when playing in the doubles with Alcaraz, and so I think good one for Nadal. I would say for a fitness level, is getting there.
All right, fitness level is getting there. Moving, as we have mentioned, on the Olympics 2024 in Paris, let's just dive into it and talk about our own Nigeria representative. We have representatives in basketball, the D Tigers. Of course, we have in football, yes, female football team. And as I said earlier, on Thursday, we will have a game against Brazil. Yeah. And as I also said that we have a chance, because why wouldn't we have a chance? It's football. Anybody can beat anybody.
True.
So, and I'm going to ask Logo now. He's saying true now. It's nothing he said. I'm going to ask you, what chance do you think Team Nigeria have in Olympics 2024? In all the categories.
For basketball.
I can remember that we are participating in it.
Basketball, we're going to be in basketball, we're going to be in football, we're going to be in athletics, we're going to be in tennis, we're going to be in badminton. Athletics, of course, track and field. That's 100 meters, 200 meters favor of Philly.
We have 4x100.
We're 4x100, 4x400. We also have, we're going to be in shot put, javelin. Chukwuemeka is going to be representing us. And then, of course, we're also in long jump, Ese Brume. And the others, of course, these are individual events in track and field.
Others, that should be Toby now.
Toby Amishan, yes, definitely.
My babe.
So, I would say, if I look at basketball, I think the best we can do is just win 1 or 2 games. Yes, 1 or 2 games for basketball. But I would say, to be realistic, just a game. I don't know, it could be Canada, or I'm not sure about France, because if you look at their rankings, all these teams are in the top. They're ahead of Nigeria in the power rankings. Nigeria is for basketball, we're ranked number 12, and these other teams in the likes of Canada, France, and Australia, they're in the top 10. They're in the top 10. You know, so we will try to win a game. For football, the Super Falcons, I think we can make it to the quarterfinals if we can get a good result against the Brazilian women national team. Of course, we know that we have a good defense. The issue is that converting, scoring, getting goals. Because to be honest, if you look at most of the games, they're always under 2.5. Yeah, if you know what I'm talking about, we don't score much goals, so we could nick in a goal and then defend.
All right. Speaking of the Super Falcons, football report said that the team's official squad numbers for the Olympics 2024 has been revealed. What do we have to do with squad number?
No, it's because you have to go with 18 man and 18 squad list.
Yes, squad number.
18 squad list.
Wearing jersey number 2, number 50, number 100. I'm talking about quality. Do we have the quality?
Like I said, I think we can get a result against Brazil, maybe a draw. We have Spain. I think Spain are still for the taking. I don't know where this confidence from. I feel Spain are for the taking because we've really not met them, and our girls understand what it is to play against some of these European teams. But against the last team, Japan, I don't think we might be able to get. The best we might get is a point, because that Japanese team, the 2 times we played against them, we have lost. Friendly or even international stage, World Cup, 2-0.
But City's now Ashley Pumpter, is she injured? Shouldn't she be in squad?
But I don't think what they call it, Randy Waldron called her up because of most of the players he called up, players that he has worked with, and he's looking at bringing in new players, to the to the squad, young girls like Deborah Abiodun, of course, Ohale and Dimeni are there. So, I mean, he's looked at it and he's trying to work it out that, you know what, he wants to start working with lots of the young players. I mean, if you even look at it, I still don't know why he's still calling Oluwole. I mean, she's past it. But then we have Alozie, Ohale, Payne, that's Tony Payne's sister. We have Oshwala, we have McLean's, we have Uchebe, we have Ajibade, we have Dimeni, Deborah Abiodun, Echejine, Uzo, and Onumonu. So, I mean, if you look at this 18-man list that he has reeled up, Plumpton will still take her time to come back. She has one or two things she wants to sort out. So,
all right, moving on from there now to traffic updates again. And when we come back, we'll be wrapping up the show with football, club football, and of course, preseason and transfer news. I know that a lot of you are itching to hear us talk about transfers for your favorite clubs in Europe. Yes, I know that you have read up on some of the movements, but for the some that you haven't read on about, we'll talk about it. You're listening to Sports Lounge. We'll be back after the short break. Welcome back to the show. I'm just going to read again the traffic update that I read about the other time, some minutes ago. Appreciable movement around Marina and calm traffic movement within the entire corridor stretched from UBA roundabout, NNPC finish station, Kakawa Junction, Cathedral intersection, CMS Bridge to the bus stop. The traffic light is still functioning. Likewise, traffic movement towards Nighthall Junction and State Government House, connecting Flagstaff House from Mequem Bridge, Zone 2, and Obalinde Bridge towards Victoria Island and 3rd Mainland Bridge are equally good and smooth in accessing as of now. Onward journey from TBS Avenue and other adjoined streets towards Inner Marina are also good to go. No impediments reported, and officers are on ground for adequate monitoring. Remember, for the remaining few minutes that we will use to be before we get out of here, you can still be a part of the show. The number is 009 9120 777 0809 9120 777. Welcome back for transfer news. Marcel are reportedly closing in on a £70 million deal for Tottenham's Oibie. This midfielder is a hotcake. I mean, every time someone is trying to sign him to play for their club, it's usually huge. I mean, it's such a hard worker, actually.
Yeah. I mean, Oibie, after moving from I think the Danish league to Southampton, and then some Southampton was rock solid, and Jose Mourinho showed him and brought him to Spurs. Sometimes he loses concentration and some misplaced passes, but then he's hardworking. And I like the fact that Marseille, though they finished 8th last season, they want to see how to bounce back and challenge for the league title. Of course, PSG will always be in that conversation. But they've signed on well. They brought in Mason Greenwood. They are reportedly in talks with Arsenal to get Eddie Nketiah. And, of course, they still have some players. Sadly, Aubameyang has left and
it's going to Saudi.
Al-Qadisa rather. And, I mean, Marseille are just looking for how they will get their team together to challenge PSG and Lyon for the league title. Of course, Lyon are even back in it. We saw how they've signed on George Makadzese of Georgia. They also have Alexander Lacazette. Of course, Gift Orban is there, but reports are suggesting he might go out on loan. So I would say the French Ligue 1 is one league to look forward to. Of course, we know that PSG look like the favorites because they still have the bulk of the fine players, the likes of Fabian Ruiz, they have Marquinhos, they have Ousmane Dembele. Of course, Mbappe has gone now, and they are already in talks to sign Victor Osimhen. In fact, Osimhen will be earning as much as an extra 4 million euros to what he was earning in Napoli. So that's what PSG are giving him. So he'll be earning almost close to about 300,000 euros per week. So, I mean, good move by Marseille. and a good number of players, moving here and there. Calafuri, Arsenal looks like that deal might be signed and sealed by the end of this week, and
Yes,
then of